हेलो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हैं आप लोग। उम्मीद करती हूँ आप सब अच्छे होंगे। सीड्स एंड बीट्स फ्रॉम द बुक थिंक लाइक अ मॉन्क, written by Jay Shetty, chapter Intention. Part 4. As monks, we learn to clarify our intentions through the analogy of seeds and weeds. When you plant a seed, it can grow into an expansive tree that provides fruit and shelter for everyone. That's what a broad intention, like love, compassion, or service, can do. The purity of your intention has nothing to do with what career you choose. A traffic officer can give a speeding ticket, making a show of his power, or he can instruct you not to speed with the same compassion a parent would have when telling a child nor not to play with fire. You can be a bank teller and execute a simple transaction with warmth. But if our intentions are vengeful or self-motivated, we grow weeds. Weeds usually grow from ego, greed, envy, anger, pride, competition, or stress. These might look like normal plants to begin with, but they will never grow into something wonderful. If you start going to the gym to build a revenge body so your ex regrets breaking up with you, you are planting a weed. You haven't properly addressed what you want, most likely to feel understood and loved, which will clearly require a different approach. You will get strong and reap the health benefits of working out, but the stakes of your success are tied to external factors, provoking your ex. If your ex doesn't notice or care, you will still feel the same frustration and loneliness. However, if you start going to the gym because you want to feel physically strong after your breakup, or if in the course of working out your intention shifts to this, you will get in shape and feel emotionally satisfied. Another example of a weed is when a good intention gets attached to the wrong goal. Say, my intention is to build my confidence and I decide that getting a promotion is the best way to do it. I work hard, impress my boss, and move up a level. But when I get there, I realize there's another level and I still feel insecure. External goals cannot fill internal voids. No external labels or accomplishments can give me true confidence. I have to find it in myself. We will talk about how to make internal changes like this in part 2. The Good Samaritans. Monks know that one can't plant a garden of beautiful flowers and leave it to thrive on its own. We have to be gardeners of our own lives, planting only the seeds of good intentions, watching to see what they become, and removing the weeds that spring up and get in the way. In a 1973 experiment called From Jerusalem to Jericho, researchers asked seminary students to prepare short talks about what is meant to be a minister. Some of them were given the parable of the Good Samaritan to help them prep. In this parable, Jesus told a traveler who stopped to help a man in need when nobody else would. Then some excuse was made for them to switch to a different room. On the way to the new room, an actor looking like he needed help leaned in a doorway. Whether a student had been given materials about the Good Samaritan made no difference in whether the student stopped to help. The researchers did find that if students were in a hurry, they were much less likely to help. Or on several occasions, a seminary student going to give this talk of the parable of the Good Samaritan literally stepped over the victim as he hurried on his way. The students were so focused on the tasks at hand that they forget their deeper intentions. They were presumably studying a seminary with the intention to be compassionate and helpful, but in that moment, anxiety or the desire to deliver an impressive speech interfered. As Benedictine monk Lawrence Freeman said in his book Aspects of Love, everything you do in the day, from washing to eating breakfast, having meetings, driving to work, watching television, or deciding instead to read, Everything you do is a spiritual life. It is only a matter of how consciously you do these things to these ordinary things. Leave your intentions. Of course, simply having intentions isn't enough. We have to take action to help those seeds grow. I don't believe in wishful manifesting. The idea that if you simply believe something will happen, it will. We can't sit around with true intentions expecting that what we want will fall into our laps. Nor can we expect someone to find us, discover how amazing we are, and hand us our place in the world. Nobody is going to create our lives for us. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Those who love peace must learn to organize and effectively as those who love war." When people come to me seeking guidance, I constantly hear, "I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish my partner would be more attentive. I wish I could have the same job but make more money. I wish my relationship were more serious." We never say, "I wish I could be more organized and focused on could do the hard work to get that." We don't vocalize what it could actually take, what it will actually take to get what we want. "I wish" is code for "I don't want to do anything differently." There's an apocryphal story about Picasso that perfectly illustrates how we fail to recognize the work and perseverance behind achievement. As the tale goes, a woman sees Picasso in the market. She goes up to him and says, "Would you mind drawing something for me?" "Sure," he says, and 30 seconds later hands her a remarkably beautiful little sketch. "That will be $30,000, he says. "But Mr. Picasso," the woman says, "how can you charge me so much? This drawing only took you 30 seconds. "Madam," says Picasso, "it took me 30 years. The same is true of my artistic work, or indeed any jobs done well. The effort behind it is invisible. The monk in my ashram who could easily recite all the scriptures put years in memorizing them. I needed to consider that investment the life it required before making it my goal." When asked who we are, we resort to stating what we do. "I am an accountant. I am a law. I am a housewife, house husband. I am an athlete. I am a teacher." Sometimes this is just a useful way to jumpstart a conversation with someone you have just met. But life is more meaningful when we define ourselves by our intentions rather than our achievements. If you truly define yourself by your job, then what happens when you lose your job? If you define yourself as an athlete, then an injury ends your career. You don't know who you are. Losing a job shouldn't destroy our identities, but often it does. Instead, if we live intentionally, we sustain a sense of purpose and meaning that isn't tied to what we accomplish but who we are. If our intention is to help people, you have to embody that intention by being kind, open hearted, and innovative, by recognizing people's strength, supporting their weaknesses, listening, helping them grow, reading what they need to from you, and noticing when it changes. If your intention is to support your family, you might decide that you have to be generous, present, hardworking, and organized. If your intention is to live your passion, maybe you have to be committed, energetic, and truthful. Note that in chapter 1 we cleared out external noise so that we could see our values more clearly. When you identify your intentions, they reveal your values. The intentions to help people and to serve mean you value service. The intention to support your family means you value family. It's not rocket science, but these terms get thrown around and used interchangeably, so it helps to know how they connect and overlap. Living your intention means having it permeate your behavior. For instance, if your goal is to improve your relationship, you might plan dates, give your partner gifts, and get a haircut to look better for them. Your wallet may be thinner, your hair might look better, and your relationship may or may not improve. But watch what happens if you make internal changes to live your intention. In order to improve your relationship, you try to become calmer, more understanding, and more inquisitive. You can still go to the gym and get a haircut. If the changes you make are internal, you will feel better about yourself and you will be a better person. If your relationship doesn't improve, you will still be the better for it. Do the work. Once you know the why behind the want, consider the work behind the want. What will it take to get the nice house and the fancy car? Are you interested in that work? Are you willing to do it? Will the work itself bring you a sense of fulfillment even if you don't succeed quickly or ever? The monk who asked me why I want to learn all of the scripture by heart didn't want me to be mesmerized by the superpowers of other monks and to seek those powers out of vanity. He wanted to know if I was interested in the work and the life I will live, the person I will be, the meaning I will find in the process of learning the scriptures. The focus is on the process, but not the outcome. The Desert Fathers were the earliest Christian monks living in ये ट्राई दिस मैं शॉर्ट में डालूंगी, आप उसमें ज़रूर देखिएगा. Hermitage in the deserts of the Middle East. According to these monks, we do not make progress because we do not realize how much we can do. We lose interest in the work we have begun and we want to be good without even trying. If you don't care deeply, you can't go all in on the process. You are not doing it for the right reasons. You can reach your goals, get everything you ever wanted, be successful by anyone's terms, only to discover you still feel lost and disconnected. But if you are in love with the day-to-day process, then you do it with depth, authenticity, and a desire to make an impact. You might be equally successful either way, but if you are driven by intention, you will feel joy. And if you have a clear and confident sense of why you took each step, then you are more resilient. Failure doesn't mean you are worthless, it means you must look for another route to achieving worthwhile goals. Satisfaction comes from believing in the value of what you do. Role models. The best way to research the work required to fulfill your intention is to look for role models. If you want to be rich, study without stalking what the rich people you admire are being and doing. Read books about how they got there where they are. Focus especially on what they did at your stage in order to get where they are now. You can tour an entrepreneur's office or visit an expert's avocado ranch and decide it's what you want. You can tour an entrepreneur's office or visit an expert's avocado ranch and decide it's what you want. But that doesn't tell you anything about the journey to get there. Being an actor isn't about appearing on a screen and in magazines. It's about having the patience and creativity to perform 60 times until the director has what she wants. Being a monk isn't admiring someone who sits in meditation. It's waking up at the same time as the monk, living his lifestyle, emulating the qualities he displays. Shadow someone at work or a week and you will gain some sense of challenges they face and whether those are challenges you want to take on. In your observations of people doing the work, it's worth remembering that there can multiple paths to achieve the same intention. For example, two people might have helping the earth as an intention. One could do it through the law working with the non-profit Earth Justice. The other could do it through fashion like Stella McCarthy, who can help to popularize vegan leather. In the next chapter, we will talk about tapping into the method and pursuit that fits you best. But this example shows that if you lead with intention, then you open up the options for how to each reach your goal. And as we saw with the example of sailing around the globe, two identical acts can have very different intentions behind them. Let's say two people give generous donations to the same charity. One does it because she cares deeply about the charity, a broad intention, and the other does it because he wants to network, a narrow intention. Both donors are commended for their gifts. The one who truly wanted to make a difference feels happy and proud and a sense of meaning. The one who wanted to network only cares whether he met anyone useful to his career or social status. Their different intentions make no difference to the charity. The gifts do good in the world either way, but the internal reward is completely different. It should be said that no intentions are completely pure. My charitable acts might be 88% intended to help people and 8% to feel good about myself and 4% to have fun with my other charitable friends. There is nothing intrinsically wrong with cloudy or multifaceted intentions. We just need to remember that the less pure they are, the less likely they are to make us happy, even if they make us successful. When people gain what they want but aren't happy at all, it's because they did it with the wrong intention. Letting go to grow. The broadest intentions often drive efforts to help and support other people. Parents working overtime to put food on the table for their families, volunteers devoting themselves to a cause, workers who are motivated to serve their customers. We sense these intentions from the people we encounter, whether it's a hairdresser who really wants to find a style that suits you or a doctor who takes the time to ask about your life. Generous intentions radiate from people and it's beautiful thing. Time and again we see that if we are doing it for the external result, we won't be happy. With the right intention to serve, we can feel meaning and purpose every day. Living intentionally means stepping back from external goals, letting go of outward direction definitions of success and looking within. Developing a meditation practice with her breath work is a natural way to support this intention. As you cleanse yourself of opinions and ideas that don't make sense with who you are and what you want, I recommend using breath work as a reminder to live at your own pace, in your own time. Breathwork helps you understand that your way is unique and that's as it should be. यहाँ पे होता है चैप्टर इंटेंशन फिनिश, चैप्टर 4 इंटेंशनशिप फिनिश. हम मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट विद मेडिटेशन ब्रेथ. बाय फॉर नाउ फ्रेंड्स.